So, my friends, I get a lot of messages, private and public ones, from people that are like, Tom, I'd love to be on a cruise with you or with my family or travel or whatever it might be, a cruise or something else, I don't know. But it costs money, these types of things, and you also have to take time out, and maybe it's hard to get the free time to do it. And sometimes I'm called lucky, so I want to address that for you and help you with stories of people that I've been talking to who are in that set of circumstances of, gosh, how can I afford to go on a nice cruise or a nice trip, and the time and that it takes and this and that. And here's what they did to solve that problem. And then I'm going to share what I did to solve that problem, because I was there once upon a time too. And I'm going to make an offer at the end, like the ultimate thing to solve that problem once and for all too, to be quite honest. So I got my notes here. So I'm going to give you just a few different short examples. I'll keep this short. But one woman that I talked to, the one that really got me going about this, she said, she's on a fixed income and, just has enough to make ends meet with this fixed income. But she did find a way. I'm going to guess, let's see here. I'm going to guess she spent around $600 between airfare and the cruise ticket and everything, about $600. So that's about $50 a month. That breaks down to about $11 a week-ish, about $1.50 a day. And she had this covered, and it didn't hurt to do it. It wasn't just one lump sum. She put away like really about $1.50 a day, 11 bucks a week, $50 a month, and she could do it. She found a way to do that. So that's just one example. Another person I talked to, and this is from a while ago, I was digging in my memory banks on this one, but I remember he wanted to get involved in an opportunity. It was a couple $100s or something like that, and he didn't have it. But he had all this video game equipment, so he started buying it and selling it on eBay and Craigslist and things like that over and over again, constantly buying and selling video game equipment until he had a couple $100s or whatever it was. He got in, and then he learned that opportunity, just learned, was an excellent student. I think it took him like 2 or 3 years, 4 years, somewhere between 2 and 4 years. And suddenly he was making more than enough money from that opportunity he got into to retire his wife, retire himself, and now they're financially free, and they got time freedom, they can be with their kids and all these other things, and that started with just selling and buying video game equipment all day long. I don't know anything about video game equipment, but he did, so he leveraged that, I guess. Another person, so I sell superfood nutrition shakes, and these packages that come with nutrition, meal planning, and fitness, and everything that goes into a healthy lifestyle. So instead of pieces of the puzzle, the whole thing, we call them challenge packs. They're kind of like sales bundles. But anyway, somebody wanted to get a pack for me that was, what was it? 100 and, my notes suck. I should have taken better notes. It was $2 a day. I remember that's what the breakdown was, and at least that much I have written down here. Oh yeah, it took 70 days, so I guess it was $140. So this person was like, oh, I want to get this because it's really going to help me, and so it was really no big deal. At the end of the day, I could put away $2 a day, and after about 70 days, they had it, so big deal. So they got started, and no, this person borrowed money, that's right, they borrowed money, but they were able to pay the person back at a rate of $2 a day, and it was paid for. And then I actually have stories now that I think about it, of people that didn't borrow, but they just put a few dollars, $2 or $3 a day away until they had it, and they were able to get it, and they were able to get all the benefits and the results. Worth it? Yes. Nobody ever came back and said, no, it's not worth it. It's totally worth it to solve those problems. Okay, so those are just a few ways. So it's basically a little bit of something every day, whether it's learning something or putting a little bit of money away every day. That adds up. I got another friend that was able to buy a Corvette because of that concept. It took a while, but he was able to do it. It was worth it. He doesn't regret it. And then there's my story. My story is a story of I had no income, no time, no anything, no skill, no nothing. But I got started learning a little bit of skill every day, a little bit of money every day, a little bit of this and that every day, and after 2.5 years of that concept, I came to this place where I no longer needed a job, so I called off the job search because I never found work again. I no longer had lack of time, I no longer had the lack of money to do what I wanted to do, and I no longer had the lack of skill that I needed at least to get to that level. So now I'm going to these new levels, and I always want to learn something beyond what I already know, so I'll always go for more skill. So and that's a concept of my story, and now here's my offer, and that is, if you like the whole concept of being unshackled from the dollar, if you're anything like how I think and in regard to how most people think usually is a bad idea, but in this one instance, once in a while, how most people think is actually a good thing. I mean, nobody wants to be chained and shackled to the dollar. Nobody ever wants to go, I don't have enough money, I don't have the time freedom to spend my life the way that I want. So if you're interested in solving those problems, for like once and for all, just get a hold of me. And it requires a love of learning. A love of learning. It took me 2.5 years. Me personally, it took me 2.5 years of a little bit of something each day. The beauty of a little bit of something is it's digestible. Anybody can do it. Anybody that loves learning, because when you love learning, there's no excuses anymore. It's just, oh cool, something I get to figure out, something else new I get to learn. So if you love learning and you want to be unshackled from those kinds of constraints about time and money, there's enough things constraining us, like maybe how we think, so we need to trade out some bad philosophies for some good ones, and what other people are doing and stuff that happens to us. There's enough constraints out there and things that get in our way without money and time being one of them. So let's work on that. And if you're interested to see what I've been doing for over 10 years now, I'm more than happy to show it to you. And if you like what you see, we'll partner up, we'll team up, I'll introduce you to the team, the community, we'll meet each other, and it'll be a beautiful experience. And then just take on that learning curve because you love learning, right? You intrinsically love learning. We'll take on that learning curve together, and I'll show you what I've learned over the past over 10 years now. And that's really the shortcut. The one shortcut that does exist is leveraging the intellectual acuity of other people who've been there, done that, figured it out. And that way, perhaps you can shave years off your efforts, shave money off your efforts, whatever the case may be. Because when I started, there was no onboarding process, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I loved learning, but nobody else knew what they were doing either, I guess, something like that. But now it's like, I've been there, done that, and I spent months without making any traction. But now I have an onboarding. It's like I can show a person who wants to do this how to enroll and how to start doing something immediately that can equip you to start making your first residual and passive money, right off the bat, right off the get-go. It just requires a love of learning, So reach out to me. I look forward to hearing from you. And let's make it a beautiful dash between your birth date and your death date. We don't know how long that dash is going to be, just that we get that one dash. So let's spend it by figuring stuff out and enjoying life because we're figuring stuff out. Time, money problems, time problems, lack of skill problems, but you love learning, so lack of skill, no big deal. And because you love learning, then we'll figure out the time and money problems and we'll make it work, okay? So I'll hear from you very soon. My website, by the way, you private message me, human interaction. My website is tomberkenmeyer.com, just like it's spelled here on social media. tomberkenmeyer.com. And like with all my videos from a location like this, I have to end them with, giving you a shot of the views around here because they're spectacular. I love it. So here we go. Breathtaking, isn't it? And I'm covered financially. I've got the time freedom to do it. No lack of money, no lack of time keeping me from it. I want you to emerge at a place like that where you can spend your energy creating experiences rather than worry about how bills are going to be paid, because that's what life is about. That one and only dash we get. To be able to put on creating experiences instead of being shackled to the dollar that takes away your time freedom. So let's get your time freedom and make that dash really count for you, your family, people around you. It's worth it. Bye for now. Talk to you soon. Reach out to me. Mwah.